we're very excited to be joining with Brian Fryer. So Brian has been helping people improve their businesses, grow their businesses in network marketing through social media for years. He's helped thousands of network marketers so far, and we're very lucky to have him here today to talk a little bit about how you can turn those conversations you're having on Facebook, on Instagram into sales and teammates. So a lot of you already submitted a lot of questions. We have them ready for a Q&A section at the end. And please add more questions into the comment section. We'll be monitoring it throughout. But I'll let Brian take it away from here.
The crowd goes wild. I can hear you guys out there. First and foremost, Jackie, thank you so much for the kind introduction. It's an honor for me to be here with the boards community and share my expertise and how you guys are obviously leveraging this incredible tool and resource in boards. And then where I come in is obviously teaching you how to grow and scale your business on social media so that you can leverage your boards, app, and systems even more, right? And increasing sales and duplication. So just a quick shout out to Jackie, the entire boards community. I really appreciate you guys and the time, energy, and effort it's taken. I think Fernanda's on here too as well. Just to put this all together, right? You guys have done a great job in marketing and promoting this. So for the boards community specifically, can you guys all do me a huge favor? I know I might be new to you, but can you do me a huge favor and show the corporate staff just a ton of love? Round of applause, drop them a heart emoji, the clap emoji, just show your gratitude and appreciation for all they do for you guys, just to make this incredible boards app, this tool, just really, really simple for all you guys. And obviously now bringing myself in here to add even more value to help you grow and scale your respected business. So you guys show them some love, show them some love. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cool, cool. Well, we did a mic check. Before we got started, we did a visual check. So, Jackie, I'm going to just share my screen here and then just give me a quick visual because I won't be able to see you here in just a second to make sure that you can see my entire screen here. Let's pull this up. Just give me a yes. Cool, cool. Everybody else sees the screen too? We're good to go?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Awesome, awesome. Look at all the love corporate is getting shown down in the comment section. Love it, love it, love it. You guys are all amazing. Cool. Well, it's an honor for me to be here. I'm excited to share the boards community. The corporate staff said I only had 4.5 hours to train you guys today. So I hope that no matter where you're at in the world, you've set your alarms and you're ready to rock and roll. And I'm just kidding. Some of you guys are like, wait a minute, 4.5 hours. They said this was 45 minutes, Coach Fryer. But today we're going to talk about turning social media friends and followers into sales and teammates. Anybody else excited about this topic, right? Okay. You're all obviously leveraging the boards tool or app. You're obviously in the network marketing, direct sales, social selling space. And so, where I come in today is helping you really figure out how to take those social media friends and followers and turn them into more sales and teammates in your business. On a scale of 1 to 10, just curious, how excited is everybody? 1, not excited. 10, super excited. We're going to share lots and lots of great content for you guys here today. And then I believe I'm going to stick around here towards the end. We're going to do a little Q&A for you guys as well. So if you have any questions throughout today's training, feel free to just write them down in your notes, maybe comment them down below, and I'm sure the boards team will take care of those, and we'll circle back around and answer all questions at the end. Okay, cool. Julia's laughing. She says, I'm out, Coach Fryer. You said 4.5 hours. I don't have that much time. I'm just messing with you. We like to have fun. I like to crack some jokes. There's going to be about 45 minutes of training for you guys, and then we'll do 10, 15 minutes of Q&A, and we're gonna rock and roll. So real quick before I get started, I want to just share a quick secret. If you're brand new to me, Coach Fryer, and my trainings, here's how I tend to operate is the more you interact with me throughout this training, the more you're commenting, interacting, I'm going to be asking you lots of questions. The more you interact with me, the more I tend to reveal. So I'm going to give you all kinds of great insight and information today. I'm counting on you to participate as well. I want this to be social, conversational, not just me sitting over here yelling at you, right, for the next 45 minutes. And so, be attentive, right? Have your keyboards ready to interact with me. I got lots of great questions, insights. I'm going to be asking your feedback. So, without further ado, let's dive in. So turning social media friends and followers into sales and teammates. Here's what we are about to share with you, what you're about to discover. First things first, I'm going to talk about the exact formula to start new conversations fast with new social media friends or followers. How many of you right now, you've got all these friends or followers, you're just not too sure how to start those conversations, what to say. You don't want to be spammy or salesy. You're in the people business, right? But you're just unsure what to say. We're going to talk about that. Second, I'm going to share the one big mistake that's hurting your new sign-up conversions. Raise your hand, say me in the comments if you're someone who's like, I would love to increase my conversions, Coach Fryer, and turning more social media friends and followers into sales and teammates. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about the 3 magical questions to turn strangers into customers and teammates. How many of you guys wouldn't mind that, right? Turning absolute strangers out there on social media that are maybe plugging into your content and turning them into new customers and teammates. So that'd be cool. Yes or yes in the comments. Love it. Well, real quick, you may or may not know who I am. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this slide, but just to kind of give you a little backstory, do me a huge favor, say new down in the comment section if I am brand new to you. You have no idea who I am. This is the first time you've ever plugged into a training of mine. Just say new down in the comments. That would be super, super cool. But a little bit about me. I'm a husband, a father. I want all of you to just take a quick look at that picture. We're going to have some fun here, right? Okay. Take a look at that picture, and can you tell me who in that picture do you think runs our house? Just throwing it out there. Wild guess. Do me a favor. Look at that picture. Who in that picture do you think runs our house? For those of you that said that little sweet-looking girl down at the bottom in that dress, she's 6 years young. Yes, she pretty much runs the household. But that's my beautiful wife, Danny. There, and our 4 kiddos. We've got 3 girls and a boy. My oldest is right there in the reddish colored pants. She's 15. And then my next daughter, Kinley, she's in the green sweater. She is 11. And then my son is 9. And then baby Kenna is 6. So I'm also a believer, a former professional baseball player. You might learn a little bit more about that at a later time. I was actually fortunate enough to get drafted by the San Diego Padres back in 2004. Played 8 years of pro ball. Former network marketer. I actually built in the field 2 different network marketing businesses myself. I think it's very important that those that you're out there learning from have actually done what you're trying to accomplish. And so in our second network marketing company, my wife and I were the number 4 income earners in that company. And we built 100% using social media without being spammy or salesy, and just literally attracted lots of folks to us. I'll share more about that later. About 7 years ago, I transitioned from being in the field in network marketing. We built those 2 businesses over the course of 8 years. And now I've been actually coaching the entire profession, hundreds and hundreds of different companies, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands now of distributors all around the world. Have spoken all over the world. I've written a couple of books, and considered one of the top social media coaches now for the entire profession. And also I have founded what I call the social impactor movement, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at a later time. Do I have any other baseball fans here? I see a couple of you commenting the baseball emoji down there at the end. That's really, really cool. So former pro baseball player, yes. So let's go ahead and dive in. I always start my trainings with this. I want every single one of you right now to write down in your notes. I hope you're taking notes. I want you to write the word impact, but I want you to write it vertically in your notes right now. Okay? Write the word impact in your notes vertically. How many of you truly and genuinely want to make an impact, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others, right? The people that you're help introduce your products to, the people that you're introducing the business opportunity to, the people in your community, and everyone in the surrounding area, right? How many of you would say, just say impact down in the comments, if you truly and genuinely want to make an impact in the lives of other people? Well, here's what I've learned over the course of the last 15, 16 years in this amazing profession, especially over the last few years, is the word impact, in my opinion, kind of gets thrown around nowadays, kind of maybe even overused. And so what I decided to do a couple years ago when I wrote my first book was to create an acronym for the word impact. Okay, now this is going to be really powerful, because here's my next question for you. How many of you have ever faced a challenge? How many of you have ever faced an obstacle, an issue, a challenge, anything like that in your life or in your business? Say me in the comments right now. This should be like 100% of us, right? Myself included. We've all faced challenges, obstacles, issues, ebbs and flows of life, of business. That's just part of the deal. So I started to think about that, especially those in our amazing profession. How many of us face challenges? Maybe even it's technological challenges, right? Technology, social media, right? Okay. So I want you to write that word down, impact, vertically, okay? Because here is what impact really means, in my opinion. It stands for I'm moving past all challenges today. You see, now the word impact has value. Now the word impact has actual meaning. So here's my quick challenge for you. The next time that you face an obstacle, a challenge, technology just isn't being your best friend that day, I want you to immediately think about the word impact, because impact is a decision. The next time you face an obstacle or challenge, in that very moment, you have the opportunity to what? To choose to move past it, or to let it affect you negatively, right? And then get discouraged and frustrated and maybe even angry. So I want you to remember this, right? Impact. Next time you face a challenge or an obstacle, I want you to think of the word impact, because it says, I'm moving past all challenges today. In that moment, you can choose to move past that challenge and just move on, right? And get past it, all right? Is that pretty cool? This is always at the beginning of a lot of the presentations. I've literally spoken all over the world now. Just in the last couple of years, I just got back from Hawaii. I spoke in Bora Bora last year, Vegas last month, Utah the month before that, Dubai the year before that, literally all over the place. And this one acronym has impacted so many lives. And so I really want to encourage each of the the board's community members here to really harness this word and to start using it in your everyday activities, okay? Everybody else fired up? Everybody say the word impact down in the comments. Nicole says, yes, Coach Fryer, so good. Julia says, I love that. Caroline says, oh my gosh, very, very cool. Yes, yes, yes. Very cool. So it's resonating with all of you so far, all right? Let's keep moving along. First, okay, let's talk about how you can have the most success with social media. Now, I added these next one or two slides here as a little bonus, okay? We're going to get into all the turning social media friends and followers into sales and teammates in just a second. But, with anything that I do, I feel that in order for anyone to have more success in their business, more success on social media, it all starts right here with our own thoughts, our own mindset, right? So let's talk about how you can have the most success with social media, okay? For me, this all comes down to your attitude and your approach. You see, over the course of the last, 15, 16 years now, I've been able to help hundreds of thousands of network marketers. Most, unfortunately, approach social media with, how can I sell? Right? I'm just curious, without saying your company names, I would just love to hear down in the comment section, what are your top one or two products, right? Are you in the health and wellness space? Are you in the makeup space? Are you in the essential oil space? Are you in the service space? There's so many different and amazing companies out there nowadays. I'm just curious, what space are you in, right? Because most people say, okay, I now represent, this company and we have these amazing products, and they go right to social media with, how can I sell? The first thought for a newer network marketer or social seller is, okay, I've got 1,000 friends on Facebook. I've got 500 followers on Instagram. How can I sell these products to those people? And unfortunately, that's the wrong mindset, right? That's the wrong mindset, and that will be short-lived. You see, I want you to write this down in your notes, okay? Most people approach social media transactionally, when those who are having the most success are approaching social media relationally. Transactional versus relational. Again, most approach with, how can I sell versus how can I serve? How can I help? And again, this is why most people struggle in our profession, okay? So again, we want to adopt the mindset of, how can I serve? How can I give? Versus, what can I get? How many of you would agree with this statement right here? How many of you would agree that most people that are representing any company, any product, they approach social media with what can I get, how can I sell, versus how can I serve, how can I give. Okay, would you guys agree with that statement? Just say agree down in the comments section. Okay, social media is about one thing. It's about trust. No matter what you sell, whether you're newer to your company, whether you've been in your company for 5, 10, 15, 25 years, doesn't matter. If you really want to take your business to the next level using social media, the one thing you need to focus on is trust. So let me ask you all another quick question. If you approach social media with just selling stuff, right? Do you think that that's going to help you earn more trust or actually repel people away from you? You think it's going to attract more people to you that want to buy or push them away? The reality is it will repel them away. It'll push them away. So if you truly want to generate more sales, more customers, more duplication, attract more teammates, you shouldn't be focused on selling products. You should ask yourself this one question. This is a question I ask myself each and every day when I wake up, and the same thing we teach a lot of our clients, right? How can I earn the trust of just one more person today on social media? Because here's how I like to kind of paraphrase this down. Love your guys' feedback right now in the comments section. Would you buy something from somebody that you do not trust? Yes or no? Would you buy something from somebody that you do not trust? Yes or no? Well, of course the answer is going to be no, right? Second question is, well, would you get into business with somebody you do not trust? Would you get into business with somebody you don't trust? Of course not, right? So you just all helped me answer these questions really, really simply. You personally would not buy from somebody you don't trust, and you would never join anybody's team or anybody's business that you did not trust, right? So what makes us think that just by posting about our products, telling people all about our company, right, is going to get them to join you? It's not. Because if there's no trust, they're not even considering buying from you. They're not even considering joining your team. Does this make sense? Yes or yes? So the focus, again, should not be on trying to sell more products or get more people to join your team. What should the focus on social media be? The focus should be earning the trust of more people. Again, I ask myself that question every single morning. How can I earn the trust of just one more person today? Because if you earn someone's trust via social media, all these amazing online platforms, the likelihood of them being more open-minded to learning more about your product or learning more about your business becomes 10 times greater. If you agree with that statement, say amen, right? This is the light bulb moment so many people, once they find my content and start to realize and understand of how they can actually have more success on social media. So was this little bonus slide helpful for you guys? Just say bonus down in the comments section if this little bonus slide, this wasn't even technically a part of the webinar today, but I wanted to add this in here just to kind of simplify things a little bit more. All right. Now let's get to the good stuff. You guys good with that? Let's get to the good stuff. So the first of the 3 things I promised to share today is the exact formula to start new conversations fast with new social media friends and followers. Okay. So here's what I know for sure is you have a lot of friends and or followers on social media that you have probably never even talked to. So let's have a little bit of fun. I want you right now in the comment section to comment down below, whether you use Facebook or Instagram, doesn't matter. I want you to tell me how many friends do you have on Facebook roughly right now? And or if you use Instagram, how many followers do you have right now? Doesn't have to be exact. Just comment a number down below and kind of fill me in on how many friends on Facebook you have, how many followers on Instagram do you have right now? Again, I've done this study with network marketers, social sellers all over the world. And here's what I've basically concluded is that most have never even had a conversation with over 80% of their existing friends or followers. So for example, I'm going to use some of you guys as an example. All right. So Shannon and Ixio says they have 2,500 friends on Facebook. I'm not the best at math, but what's like 80% of that? Let's just call it like 2,100, 2,000, 2,100. About 2,000 of those 2,500 friends, you've most likely never had an actual one-on-one conversation with. Say true in the comments if I'm correct, right? several others of you. Cindy says she's got 600 friends. Bethany, 1,400. Elizabeth, 700. Janelle and Tammy, a few hundred. Dana, 500. Garcia, about 140, and so on. Yeah. Summer, 1,000 on Facebook, 500 on Instagram. Would you guys say that this is pretty true? Thinking about your numbers, you've got, let's say, 1,000 friends on Facebook. You haven't even had an actual one-on-one conversation with over 80% of them. Isn't that crazy? You just kind of circle around and talk to the same 25 or 50 people over and over and over and over again. The same 25, 50, 100 people are interacting and commenting and on your content. What about the other 800 plus? So the next time you think that you've run out of people to talk to, or nobody's interacting or commenting or buying your products or joining your team, my challenge for each and every one of you is to go start having conversations with the other 80% of the people that you're already connected to that you've never even talked to before. Okay? Does that make sense? How many of you guys are up for that challenge? Okay? I'm going to tell you what to say in just a minute, but one of my favorite books of all time is, I thought I had it on my desk here. I guess I don't have it on here anymore, is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Okay. I highly, highly recommend that you go pick up this book if you don't have it already. Okay. I think it's like, $10 on Amazon. You could even go to your local library, if you have one locally where you live, and you could probably just rent it. Right. Okay. I think I even bought mine at like a secondhand store about 13, 14 years ago. Okay. This is one of the best books I've ever read for those that are in the people business. Okay. It doesn't matter what you sell, doesn't matter what company you're with, you're in the network marketing, direct selling space. This book literally changed the game for me. Okay. Because it really helped me to better understand how to not only talk to people, but how people think. Okay. How you can attract and win more friends and ultimately influence more people with your content, with your words, and the way in which you talk to them. Okay, so this formula that I want to share with you now is something that I created, and part of this is in thanks to Dale Carnegie. Okay, so here's the formula. I want you to screenshot this or write it down. The formula for brand new people that you've never talked to is name, compliment, or thank you, and then question. So name, compliment, question, or name, thank you, and question. Okay, I'm going to go through this real quick for you, kind of dissect this. But the first two components of this formula actually come from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Okay, so I want to give credit where credit is due. I want to talk about this for just a moment. Inside that book, Dale talks about the importance of calling someone by their name. How many of you guys, when you're meeting someone new or you're just, seeing an old friend or whatever, when they say, right, hey, Becky, hey, Garcia, hey, Nicole, hey, Kathy, hey, Summer, hey, Jackie, right? Doesn't that just immediately personalize the conversation, even if it's on like Facebook Messenger or the Instagram DMs, right? Even though it's virtual, okay, through social media, doesn't it make it 10 times more personal almost immediately? Yes or yes? So always use someone's name. We want to avoid things like, hey friend, hey sis, hey buddy, any of those types of, scenarios, okay? We want to use their name. It's just plain and simple, okay? The second part to this is giving that person a genuine compliment. I'm just curious, boards community, how many of you, we're all human, right? How many of you enjoy when you get a genuine compliment? How many of you love when you get a genuine compliment? Right? Okay? Like I'm looking at Summer right now. I'm looking at her profile picture. Summer, your profile picture looks amazing. Looks fantastic. It's a great picture of you. Right? Like that's genuine. I'm looking at her profile picture right now. Immediately boost the confidence. Right, Summer? I mean, that's just in general. So by following Dale's philosophy of every time we reach out and talk to a new social media friend or follower, that very first message, we want to start with their name and then give them some sort of compliment, a genuine one, not some fabricated one, right, Nicole? We're not using hey girl messages here. Hey girl, hey, we're not using those. No, we're using their name. It just personalizes it, okay? Now we're going to send them a compliment. The last part of this formula which I kind of added on. Okay, so this is like the combination of Dale Carnegie and Coach Fryer. You've got name, compliment, and then my addition to this is always, always, always finish that first message with a question. Boards community, why do you think it's so important to finish the very first message you send with a question? Why is it so important? Well, obviously, it's going to help you avoid getting ghosted, and it's going to increase the likelihood of that person actually responding to you and engaging in an actual conversation with you. Okay? Now, how many of you guys wouldn't mind, me sharing a couple quick examples? Okay, so I'm just going to look at some of the comments. I'm looking at some of the comments here from all of the incredible boards community. Okay, let me see if I can go through here. Okay, so I'm gonna pick out Nicole Pagano first. Right, she's really interacting with us here today. So I'm going to use hers. I'm just sitting here looking at her profile picture. I'm like, this will be perfect. Okay, so Nicole, imagine that you and I were Facebook friends. You are one of the 800 plus Facebook friends that I've never even had a conversation with, okay? And my goal, my challenge to myself is to reach out to 5 new friends that I've never talked to before every single day just to initiate conversation, right? Remember, we are all in the people business, but it might go something like this. Hey, Nicole, what's up? Hey, Coach Fryer here. Hey, listen, I realize we've been friends for, 6 months now on Facebook, and I apologize I never reached out. I just saw a post you made, and I just love your profile picture, and your amazing smile just caught my attention. How's your week going so far? What do you think, boards community? Can you do exactly what I just did right there with 5 people every single day? That's my first challenge for you guys. Okay? I call these reach outs. Reach out to 5 new people that you've never talked to before. You can start with your current friends or followers list and just use the name, compliment, question formula, okay, to engage in conversation. Here's one thing I want you to understand. No matter what you sell, I think you guys all started listening earlier what you guys are a part of, health and wellness and all these different types of companies. And I'm just scrolling back through. Yeah, so many amazing different companies and products represented. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your product is, how good your compensation plan pays out. It doesn't matter if you have amazing leadership and corporate staff, and none of that matters. Here's what you need to understand about this amazing profession, okay? It's not about your products, not about whose compensation plan is better. This business is about one thing. It's about people. And without people, you don't have a business. So just a quick recap with a little overlap. We're talking about the exact formula to start new conversations fast with new social media friends and followers. We just discussed how many friends and followers you have. And then all of you literally just had the realization that you've never even talked to more than 80% of the people that you're already connected to on social media, right? So for example, you have 1,000 friends on Facebook. Most of you have never even had a one-on-one conversation with over 800 of those people. You just keep talking to and engaging with the same 25, 50, or 100 people. And everybody said, yes, Coach Fryer, how did you know this? This is so true. I've been doing this a long time, right? So I recommended that you guys all pick up the How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the best books by Dale Carnegie that I've ever read in my whole network marketing, direct selling career, and highly encourage you to pick it up yourself. And then I just shared, okay, Coach Fryer, I know that I need to talk to more people. What exactly do I say to these people that I've never talked to? And we just went through my simple name, compliment, question formula for you guys to do so. And right before we cut out, I was using Nicole as an example. And I actually want to see if I can use, let's just do one more for the sake of having fun, right? So let's use Summer. I see her picture here too. So how might you use the name, compliment, question formula when you're reaching out to a new Facebook friend or Instagram follower to initiate a new conversation? It might go something like this. Hey, Summer, what's up? It's Brian. Hey, I apologize. I realize we've been Facebook friends now for about 6 months and I never reached out to say hello. I love your profile picture, by the way. You have an awesome, awesome smile. How has your week gone so far? Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. Another example might be, I'm going to totally make this up because I can't see all of your guys' content, but Mona, I see Mona's on here and she's giving me some massive love in the comment section. So here's another example. Hey, Mona, what's up? It's Brian. Hey, I realize we've been friends for a couple of weeks now on Facebook. I apologize. I didn't reach out to say hello and connect. I loved the post you made a couple days ago about going to dinner with your spouse and hanging with your dog and taking them for a walk. It was really cool. How's your week going so far? So, boards community, can you guys all see how I implemented the name, compliment, question formula, and it took me all of about 5 seconds? So my challenge for each and every one of you is to do this with 5 people every single day. 5 new people every single day that you're already connected to. Reach out, send them a message, go through the name, compliment, question formula, talk to them for 2, 3, 4 minutes. You don't need to talk to them for an hour. Just engage in conversation and then be in a hurry. And then just say, hey, Mona, so great to connect with you. Look forward to seeing more of your posts. And then boom, you're out of there. You don't need to get stuck in, talking to the same person for an hour and a half. I know that a lot of you are busy. Okay, is that helpful? Does that help everybody? So let's keep moving on. All right. So I just gave you a couple of examples of exactly what to say to a existing friend or follower in the very first conversation. All right. Let's move to the second part of this webinar today. And I want to share the one big mistake you may be making that's hurting your new sign up conversion. So let me first ask you all a question. How many of you would not mind having more new signups, customers or teammates every single day, every single week, every single month? Well, what I'm about to share, okay, is something you need to pay close attention to. This is the one big mistake that you need to avoid at all costs, okay? Why? Because this mistake is costing you sales. It's costing you signups, it's costing you connections, and it's costing you money, okay? When it comes to converting friends and followers, okay, into customers and teammates, the biggest mistake that I've seen after now mentoring hundreds of thousands of direct sellers is making the conversation all about themselves, all about their products, and all about their business. Now, here's a chance for each and every one of you to be honest with yourself. I want you to think about the last 5, 10, 15, 25, 50 conversations that you've had with other people on social media when it came to talking about your products or business. And I want you to think back to a lot of those conversations. In most cases, a lot of you listening to this right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, nobody's signing up, or, I probably word vomited too much over here, or why aren't these people just signing up? Why isn't this working? If you were to go back and review all those conversations you've had over the last several months, and you're not getting the results that you want, typically, more times than not, you are making this very mistake. You are talking too much about yourself. You're talking too much about your products and the ingredients and the comp plan, and you're talking too much about your company and all that. You're just word vomiting all over your prospects. This is a big mistake. And if this is something you've done, I want you to comment the word guilty right now in the comment section. Okay. We're going to have some fun because I'm literally commenting right now on this live that I am guilty as well. I just commented the word guilty. Why did I do that? Because I, too, when I first started, did the same thing. And unfortunately, it took me about 5 years to figure this out. 5 years it took me to figure that out. This one big mistake. I was making it all about me. I was making it all about my products and all about how amazing my products and business was. But at the same time, I was pissed off because nobody was signing up. And I didn't quite understand why. Why is this a mistake? Because here's the reality. Here's what you need to understand about people. Here's what you need to understand about social media. Your friends and followers on social media, they only care about one thing. They only care about one thing. What is it? Themselves. You see, if you really, 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 really want to convert more friends and followers into sales, customers, and teammates, you have to remove yourself. You have to remove your products. You have to remove your company. You have to remove your business and put the focus on them first. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you actually care. Okay? So some of you that are listening to this today, you're wanting to increase your sales, increase new customers, increase teammates. This is going to be a massive shift for you if you'll adopt this in all your future conversations, right? And again, I want to encourage you to look back at most of your conversations that did not convert. Most likely, if you were to go back and review those, it's because you talk too much, right? You talk too much about your product, too much about the business without making them the focus. How many of you just had a mind-blown emoji moment? I want you to drop me a mind-blown emoji in the comments right now if you're like, holy smokes, Coach Fryer, I talk too much. And this is what's actually costing me sales. You see, when you first get started, you might think, well, people are asking me questions and I need to tell them all about the product. They're asking me questions, so I need to tell them all about the business and the company. Wrong. The reality is they don't care. All they care about is what? Their challenge, their issues, their problems. So sitting there trying to word vomit and oversell about how amazing your products or business is only going to push them further away. Kind of like dating. Yes, Aaron. Marilyn says, well, Coach Fryer, I love to talk. Well, I love to talk also, but when it comes to growing your business, understand that it's most likely doing more harm than good. I want you to write this one phrase down in your notes. This is not in my slides, but I want you to write this in your notes. The person asking the questions is in control of the conversation. I'm going to say it again. Write it down. The person asking the questions is in control of the conversation. Now, most network marketers, most direct sellers, they're doing all the explaining, and their prospect is asking them the questions. So if this is you, and your prospect is asking you all the questions, you're doing all the explaining, who's actually in control of that conversation? Your prospect. And this is why they're not signing up. This is why they're not buying. So yes, very gently, very nicely, I'm encouraging you all to say less, okay? Say less. Ask more questions, okay? Less word vomit, all right? Everybody agree to this? Say, I promise. Right now down in the comment section if you're okay with that, all right? Again, the best recruiters do what? The best recruiters ask questions, and then they listen with the intent to listen, okay, to see how they can best help and serve, all right? Was that helpful, everybody? That was part 2 of our 3-part webinar here. I'm going to transition now into the 3rd part here. Just say the word helpful down in the comment section if this has been super, super helpful for you. This last part, we're going to make this whole thing come full circle. And this last section, I put this together strategically to potentially and hopefully blow your minds to simplify this entire thing for you to really help you take your business to the next level, okay? So I want to finish with the 3 magical questions that will help you turn strangers, aka social media friends and followers, into customers and teammates, okay? So these 3 magical questions, after I started applying these, this is when everything changed for me. You see, you don't know my whole story, so I'm going to share just a little bit more of it right now. But my first 5 years in network marketing, I enrolled a total of 50 people. I want you all to comment the number 50 down below right now. Comment the word 50, okay? I enrolled 50 people my first 5 years. I'm not the best at math, but I think that's about like 10 people a year, which is less than 1 person a month, right? Maybe some of you can relate to this. Some of you are like, gosh, Coach Fryer, you're pretty much describing me. I've been in this for several years and I enroll like 1 person a month, right? That's not very fun. And most likely if we're enrolling less than 1 person a month, our business is not growing. We're not making any money. And this isn't the business that we envisioned, right? Okay. Maybe you struggled like I did because I was making everything about myself. I was making everything about my products, how amazing they were, how many ways the compensation plan paid, and blah, 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 blah. It was all about me. Then, right, after struggling all those years, I had this light bulb moment of like, obviously, I've seen other people have success, but what I'm doing right now is not working. I need to remove myself from the equation here and take a look at what I'm doing, what I'm saying, what I'm posting on social media with like a 10,000 foot lens, right? Okay. And try to figure this out. So what did I do? I took my efforts to social media. I focused on creating content, not for me and about me, but about others and how I can help them. Okay. I started to attract the right people to me. And then I would simply ask them 3 simple questions once I got them into Messenger, okay, and turn them into new customers and teammates. All right. Over the course of the next 2.5 years, so if you're following along here, my first 5 years, I enrolled a total of 50 people. Then I had this epiphany, this light bulb moment. Okay, I removed myself out of the way. I stopped word vomiting all over people. I stopped making it all about my products and my business. I started putting the focus on them, my potential ideal new customer, my potential ideal new teammate. And over the course of the next 2.5 years, I enrolled over 700 plus new customers. I want you to write the number 700 in the comments below. Now, I don't know what that is per month. What is that, like 20 to 25 people I enrolled now per month? So I went from enrolling less than one person a month to enrolling over 20 plus 25 people per month. Everybody type the number 700 right now down in the comment section. I'm sure most of you wouldn't mind enrolling 20 to 25 new customers and or teammates every single month, would you? Pretty powerful. Anybody else want to know what I asked him? Yes, Coach Fryer, give us the goods. What did you ask him, Coach Fryer? How did you go from enrolling less than one person a month to over 20 to 25 people per month? Well, I want to share that with you here today. Here's what I did. Okay, I'm going to give you the 3 questions in just a sec, but here's kind of the whole 10,000 foot lens. I started creating content on social media every single day. How many of you right now are a little sporadic when it comes to creating social media content? Like you're, 1 week you're on fire, and then the next week you missed 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. One week you're posting 1 reel per day, and then you don't post a reel for a month. Right? Okay. You have to create content daily to build your name, your brand, provide value every single day. Next, in the midst of me creating content every single day, what I did is I started to create curiosity posts. I started doing lots of videos. I started creating a lot more content in my stories. And nowadays, obviously, Reels, Instagram or Facebook Reels are a big part of content creation. Okay. And what I did by following this simple system is I started generating leads and conversations from my content. People were commenting on my posts wanting more information about what it is that helped me with XYZ. People wanted more information about how my wife and I were making an extra 500 to 1,000 a month with an online business, right? Okay. Once they raised their hand and wanted more information, I then took it to Messenger and asked them 3 simple questions. You guys ready for this magic? Okay, so now that I've painted the picture here, I created content. A lot of people raised their hand, commented, interacted on my videos, posts, stories, reels. And then I would take it to Messenger and I would make the focus on them. Here are the 3 questions that I asked. Okay, so I'm just going to make this up completely. Okay, for those that are not aware, Coach Fryer is not involved. I'm not affiliated with any network marketing or social selling company. I am 100% generic. Okay, I like to just make sure that everyone's clear on that. I serve the entire profession, but let's just say, for example, that I was selling a product that helped you sleep better. Okay. So I created a curiosity post around sleep. People started commenting, "Oh my gosh, Coach Fryer, I struggle with sleep too. What are you using? What did you find?" I would reply back to them, "Hey, more than happy to share. I'll shoot you a quick message." And then I would jump into Messenger and I would ask these 3 questions. Question number 1 would be, what are you currently taking to help you with, and then you insert the problem. In this case, it would be, what are you currently taking to help you sleep better at night? Okay? Simple enough? Everybody say yes in the comments if that's simple enough. You see, what's the focus on? Is the focus on me and my product? No, the focus is on them. They are struggling to sleep at night. They commented on my post. And so this is the first question I'm going to ask them. What are you currently taking to help you with blank? You can insert anything here. What are you currently taking to help you with losing those last 10 pounds? What are you currently taking to help you sleep better at night? What are you currently taking to reduce the amount of eczema that you have on your skin? See how this works? What are you currently doing to help make extra money outside of your job. See how I can go any which way with this. I can stay product related. I can go business related. Very, very simple. Then they would reply and I would say, okay, cool. I'm just curious. Question number 2, what seems to be the biggest challenge you have with what you're currently taking? So again, back to the sleep conversation. If I ask them, what are you currently taking to help you sleep better at night? They might say something like, oh, some NyQuil, for example. Okay. Or melatonin or something like that. Right. Okay. Then I'm going to ask them, well, what seems to be the biggest challenge you have with taking melatonin? Or what seems to be the biggest challenge you're having with taking NyQuil? Okay. Who is the focus on again? So now I'm about 2 minutes into the conversation and I now know two valuable pieces of information. I know what they're taking. And for those that don't know, I have a psychology degree and this is a little reverse psychology. And the second question, they now told me why it's not working. You see what we did here, a little reverse psychology? So they're basically talking themselves out of what they're using and talking themselves in to what I have to offer. How many of you just had another mind-blown emoji moment? Like, holy smokes, Coach Fryer, this makes so much sense. Remember, back to the beginning, who's the focus on? Focus isn't on me and my product. Focus is on them. So I now know what they're taking. And instead of me trying to word vomit and tell them how amazing my product is, what they just did is they told me why what they're taking is not working. See the difference? Mind-blown emoji moment again, if you guys just are starting to grasp what I'm doing here. This is how I went from signing up only 50 people over the course of 5 years to all of a sudden enrolling over 700 people. Okay? Last but not least, how many of you have ever got the price objection? Well, I can't afford that. Oh, that's just too expensive. Well, that's just out of my budget. Anybody else ever experienced the price objection? Well, if you'll ask this third question, my promise to you is you'll never have to deal with the price objection ever again. Back to the example. So I've asked question 1, I've asked question 2. Now they've given me the answers on both. I might say something like, okay, Peyton, last question, just curious. How much does that melatonin that you're taking typically cost you each and every month? You see, now after I've asked these 3 questions, I know what they're taking. They told me why it's not working. And now I also know what? How much they are accustomed to spending every single month. I now have the 3 critical pieces of information I need to see if my product may or may not be a good fit for them. How many of you are following along? How many of you just had another like, holy smokes, I needed this like a year or 2 or 5 years ago, Coach Fryer. This would have helped me recruit a lot more people. Okay. How much does that typically cost you each and every month? So let's say that my sleeping product was about $75 a month. And they told me that they're paying about $100 a month for, this melatonin and it's not working. Do you see how it'll be really simple for me to transition and just see if they'd be open to switching, right? Basically switching stores. Okay. I want to finish with this bonus transitional close. After you ask those 3 questions, here's how you can transition from those questions to offering your product. Okay. You can say something like, hey, Jennifer, listen, based on what you just shared with me about struggling with sleeping at night and what you're taking is not working, I may or may not know of something that can help. Are you open to learning more, Jennifer, about what I found and what I'm using? If not, no worries. So this is exactly how I'm going to go from those 3 questions, that small talk, to now seeing if they're open-minded for me to now actually share with them more about my product. Make sense? So again, based on what you shared about struggling with XYZ, I may or may not know of something that can help. Are you open to learning more about what I have found or what I'm using? If not, no worries. You see, this is what I call a non-threatening message. I want you all to be honest with me right now in the comment section. Does this sound really, really salesy? or not salesy at all. This should not sound salesy at all, right? Because of a few key phrases. The first key phrase is may or may not. I may or may not know of something that can help. See, I'm coming from a place of service in this instant, not sales. Then I ask, are you open to learning more about what I found? And then I finished it with what? If not, no worries. I'm basically saying that I have zero attachment to whether they say yes or no. So now my prospect doesn't feel like they're being pressured to buy something. Does this make sense, boards community? This is so critical. Those 3 simple questions and now this transitional close. Okay, helpful? Yes or yes? Real quick, on a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful was this webinar? How helpful was this training? Love your thoughts in the comments. 1 being not helpful at all. Hopefully there's no 1s. Or 10 being like, holy smokes, Coach Fryer, this was super helpful. Appreciate all that you just shared with us. I'm going to definitely sign up more customers now and more teammates. Yes or yes on a scale of 1 to 10. How helpful was this? Love your feedback down in the comment section below. Okay. Hey, 11s. Those are bonuses, right? So now
Oh, I even
now
see
that
an
you guys
11
all
down
know
there.
how to turn social media contacts into sales and teammates,
Yeah,
there's only one thing that's missing, and that is you getting in front of more people to talk to. You've got your existing friends and followers, but you want to know where the magic happens? The magic happens with those within your cold market, the people who do not yet know who you are. How many of you would not mind having more people come to you? How many of you would not mind attracting more friends, more followers through the simple content you're putting out? Okay. More people filling your pipeline, more people to message and contact you about your products or business. How many of you would not mind having more people come to you, right, for information? Now, let's have some fun here. Are there any guesses on the best way to attract more people to you the fastest? Any guesses? Let's have some fun here. I want to see if anybody can take a shot at this. What do you think is the best way to get in front of new people? What's the best way to attract more new people to you so that you can ultimately see if they're a good fit for your business or if your products could help them? Are there any guesses? What do you think is the best way to do this? What do we got? What do we got? Okay. All of you are commenting you would not mind that at all. Absolutely not. Janelle says I would love that. Nicole says absolutely. Deb says I would love that. So does Jan. So does Gina. Marilyn says, of course, I would love that. More people coming to me. Tiffany says, this is really going to help me so much. Thank you so much. Summer says, as far as her guess on what the best way to do this would be, going live. That's one way. Yep. Deborah says to speak at events, podcast, ask for referrals. Those are all great ways. Absolutely. Summer says by sharing your story. That's also one way. Vicky says giving sample of product for free. That's one way. Showing your products by using them. That's another way. Going live, doing videos. Okay. There's Luis. I love it. Okay. Here's the secret. It's Reels. And I want to help each and every one of you get more views, reach more people, generate more leads with Reels. Why Reels? Whether you're using Facebook or Instagram to grow your respective business, Reels are the simplest, fastest, most efficient way to get in front of new people. Let me just kind of give you an example. Okay. I'm making this up, but I'm just kind of give you a vision, an example of this. Okay. You could go post on Facebook every single day and never grow your friends or followers on Facebook. Or you can use my Reels strategy that's very, 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 very simple and reach hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of new people every single week, every single month that are viewing your content, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. Okay? Would that be okay? Would that be okay if I showed you exactly how to do simple Reels to reach more people, more views, more reach, and generate more leads? Okay? This is where the magic happens on social media. Your existing friends and followers aren't going to take you to where you want to go. You have to go out there and learn how to create content to attract those newer folks. And so, on behalf of myself and the entire boards community, I'm honored to offer a 5-day free Reels challenge that we're literally going to do inside of the boards app. Okay, in just 5 days, I'm going to help you boost your reach, your leads. Okay, with this simple Reels system. If you're excited about this, just say yes in the comment section in all caps, okay? Here is the free link to register, okay? Remember, all of this entire 5-day challenge, it starts on Monday, April 29th. It will all be hosted right inside of a board, inside the boards app that I've created for you. Each morning, I'm going to upload day 1 and then day 2 and day 3. And this, again, is absolutely free. So I want to encourage you guys to go to boost.coachfryer.com, register, and then go jump over into the specific board for this 5-day Reels challenge. And we're going to absolutely have a blast and help you guys reach more folks so that you can use everything that you learned in today's webinar in learning how to talk to people, what questions to ask. I want to fill your pipeline with more people to talk to so that you can utilize all of the training that I shared with you here today. And so with that, Jackie, I'm going to pass the baton back over to you. I know that you guys have lots more questions. I would also love for all of you to comment the word boost in the comment section once you have registered for this 5-day challenge. Okay, Jackie, kick it over to you.
Sure. So please start adding your questions also in the comment section so that we can start answering those. We have some from when people registered for the webinar, so I'll start with one of those while people start adding those. So one person, Noelle, asked,
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
getting tons
First
of
of
views
all,
in my
what was
reels,
her
but
name?
no sales. Why? Would you
Noelle.
mind
So
giving
Noelle,
some
first
tips
of all,
for
I want to
that?
give you some praise and love and say, way to go. Most people aren't
Noelle.
willing to do reels, and you are doing them. So give yourself a round of applause. That's awesome. Okay, so I got to give you a lot of praise and credit for doing so. The second part is to answer your question. What I have found after training hundreds of thousands of network marketers now, and especially those who are doing reels, literally the last 2 events that I went and spoke at, I spoke specifically about reels, is number one, the majority of network marketers who are doing reels may be getting views, but they lack sales because they just don't have an actual plan or strategy. Okay, I'm going to give you all a little sneak peek as to what you're going to learn inside this free 5-day Reels challenge that I'm creating. I've created a simple system, Noelle, just plain and simple. I'm going to teach you my simple system called GNC. I'm going to teach you how to create specific reels that focus on growth. That's for the G. I'm going to teach you how to create simple reels that focus on nurturing those new followers and friends, right? Taking them from a cold contact into a warmer contact. Remember, earning more trust. And then most importantly, Noelle, which I think will help you most, is the C in GNC stands for conversion. I'm going to teach you how to create specific reels. Literally, I have clients right now, and I got one client right now. She's went from 0 to 128,000 new followers since the beginning of this year, and she's enrolled over 300 new people since the start of this year using this simple system. I could share a ton of other examples, but that's just one. But I want to teach you how to create conversion reels specifically. That is going to be your solution, and I can't wait to share more. So great question.
Amazing. So we also have
How
a
much time
question
should be
from
invested
Gladys.
to get a good
How much
outcome
time
in
should be
6
invested
months?
to
What a
get a
great
good
question.
outcome within 6 months?
First of all, Gladys, I would encourage you to have a longer term vision, first and foremost. Second, every person's a little bit different. Every person here listening today, for example, has different goals, different dreams, different aspirations of what they want to create in their business. I've been in this profession now for over 16 years, and so I can just maybe give you a couple of hypothetical examples. But for someone, let's say, who's brand new, just starting out, if they were to say, "Hey, Coach Fryer, I want to, in 6 months from now, I want to get to making $1,000 to $2,000 a month." I would say, okay, I would encourage that you're going to need to invest about an hour to an hour and a half per day, okay, to get to that point. to build a solid foundation, 1 to 2, maybe 3,000 a month to get to that point. Okay. There might be some of you on here right now who are like, Coach Fryer, I want to go from, basically where I'm at nothing right now to, making 5,000 a month, maybe upwards of 8,000 a month. Okay. And I want to do that in 6 months. I would say, well, that's a tall ask. Okay. Everyone's a little bit different. But someone who wants to make that is going to need to be willing to invest, 1 to 3, maybe 4 hours per day to get to that point if they wanted to do it within 6 months. Again, there are so many different cases out there, so many different examples. That's just kind of like a general rule of thumb. But here's what I can guarantee is those who are open and willing to invest in themselves, to do the work consistently, can absolutely achieve those goals. Take someone like myself. I struggled for 5 years. I can't tell you how many hours I invested. 5 years making no money to all of a sudden sticking with it. The light bulb went off to the next 2.5, 3 years, right? Being the number 4 income earner in our company. So hopefully that's helpful. Great question, Gladys.
Hey, I see you here in the comments.
Yeah, great
Donna's
question.
asking,
So I actually
what's the best reel to
when it
start
comes to
with for
our
your
Reels
products?
formula that I teach our clients not to showcase their products in their Reels. Okay. Using our simplified GNC system, which I'm going to teach you in the 5-day challenge, is going to help all of this make a lot more sense. But those who are out there creating Reels to just sell products, in my opinion, are totally not understanding what Reels are for. Reels are not meant to sell products. Reels are meant to reach more people, gauge more interest, not actually sell your products. Okay. That's a phenomenal question. And also one of the biggest reasons why most people are not getting many views. They're not generating new followers. And most importantly, they're not converting any into actual sales because the focus is all about them and their products. So I'll leave the rest with you. We'll talk about more of that in the challenge itself.
Okay, we also have Kaylee asking.
Yeah, great question.
I would love to know what
Coach
apps
Fryer,
or programs
the
you use
more you learn about me,
build your social media.
I attach one word to everything that I do. I want you all to write this down in your notes. I want you to write the word down that says simple. Everything that I teach is simple. Everything that I do is simple. Why? Because I've been doing this a long time. If it's not simple, you won't do it. And if you won't do it, you won't get the result that you desire, right? So I love keeping things super, super, super simple, okay? So that you will go through this 5-day challenge, for example, and be like, oh my gosh, Coach Fryer, yeah, I can do that. This seems simple enough. Now you're 10 times more likely to do it. And now obviously 10 times more likely to get the result that you want as well. So write that down. We're going to keep everything simple.
Okay, so before I go into the next question, just make sure to write some in the comments also if you have questions. Right now I'm going between the comments and the ones that you guys submitted beforehand. So we also have one from Stefania, who is getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So how do you keep your followers engaged? So once they've done your challenge, you have a lot of views from your Reels.
Yeah, so good.
What strategies
so
keep them engaged for longer and
just a Cliff Notes
continuing
version
to
again.
purchase
So
your products?
what you're going to learn inside the 5-day Reels challenge, I'm going to walk you through my GNC formula for Reels specifically. Now I want you to just put that aside for a moment, and I want to talk all social media in general. Facebook, Instagram, whichever platform you guys are using. I, again, use the same GNC formula for all of social media, and here's what I mean. Let's say that your focus is Facebook, okay? There are certain things you need to focus on every single day to grow your audience, grow your network, grow your visibility and reach. Certain types of content, right? Okay? Then there are types of content that you need to create every single day to nurture those folks. Let me give you a couple examples. On Facebook, the fastest way to reach more people, the best growth metric of how you're going to grow your friends and followers is Reels. The second is something like, using Facebook groups. I'll go into this in more depth at a later time. How are you going to take those friends and followers and nurture them now? Earn more trust, get more engagement. That's going to come from your nurturing content. Nurturing content could be something like live videos, posting to your Facebook or Instagram stories. Okay, those are a couple examples. And then last but not least is the C, and that's conversions. Okay, is now taking those folks who now trust you, pointing them to your strength. Maybe it's Messenger, maybe it's a DMs, maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a Zoom, and then converting them into customers or teammates. So just think of it like that, right? Okay, you're going to be creating content no matter you're on Facebook or Instagram that focuses on growth and reaching new people. You're going to be creating content on either of those platforms that focuses on nurturing, earning more trust, increasing engagement, and then the last is converting. Great question. Does
Awesome. I
Snapchat
see
work for
a new
social
question
selling?
from
It
Diana here in the
totally
comments.
can.
Does Snapchat work for
But
social selling?
as one of the top
That's
social
an
media
interesting
coaches in the world, I don't have one client using Snapchat to grow their business. So can it work? Sure, it can. Are most people or any people that I know using that? No. So that's my simple thoughts on that. I do think that Snapchat is filled with younger generation of folks. But here's one other quick tip, and then I'll kick it back to Jackie for maybe another question. Is it's not the platform that's going to bring you results. So let's say that you're on Facebook right now and you're like, I'm just really not getting any traction on Facebook. I'm going to go to Instagram. Well, I'm not getting any traction on Instagram. I'm going to go over to TikTok. No. That's the wrong mindset. The platform is not going to bring you results. Your level of skill will. So example, you could not have the skills to create success on Facebook. The same thing's going to apply over on Instagram. You can go to any platform, it's not going to matter. So instead of focusing on changing platforms, focus on one platform and improving your skills of creating better content, your skills of learning how to conversate with people and ask better questions, your skill of learning how to invite people to take a look at what you're doing, your skill of following up with your prospects, and so on. Does that make sense? The platform will not bring you the result. Your level of skill will. Good question.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great answer. Um, okay, so we one last question because we've already been on here for a really long time. So we have Jeremy asking how to streamline relationships. So now that we're getting all of these people
A
coming
bit
our
more
way, how
efficient.
can
Yeah.
we
Well,
streamline
first
these
and foremost,
conversations
right?
and
The,
make
the, the
everything a
boards
bit
app.
more
I want to
efficient?
highlight these guys first. They have so many incredible opportunities for us to streamline, build more community tools, valuable resources. As a coach, one of the ways that I'm leveraging and utilizing boards is creating free content and free resources inside of boards to create even more community, build more value, more trust. So just for example, I'm leveraging social media as a way to reach more new people and then driving my ideal new clients, ideal new customers to a board inside the boards app, for example, to serve them and provide even more value. So this is a simple way that you can not only continue to drive more trust, earn more trust on social media, but provide even an additional layer of value inside of the boards app, creating a board with something that might be really, really helpful for your specific ideal new customer to continue to drive those relationships and build that level of trust to ultimately be at a point where you could offer your product or business to those folks. Absolutely. Great question.
Amazing. Let me see if there's any others. We
100%.
have a few coming in.
100%. Here's my quick
Someone's
analogy of
asking if you
this.
should have your
Okay.
profiles
If you're
public.
serious about building, growing, scaling your business on social media, your profile should be public. 100%. That's like opening up a store. I don't know where you guys live, literally all around the world. That's like you opening up your own brick and mortar store in the downtown of your local area, and then you having this big grand opening, and the front doors are locked. How successful would that business be? Right? All the cool stuff is inside, but your front doors are locked. That's the same analogy of trying to grow your business on social media and you have a private profile. Not recommended at all. Good question.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Fryer, for taking your time here to answer all of these questions. For everyone that's been asking if this will be recorded so that you can rewatch it later, it will be. It's already posted live onto our Facebook group, but it'll also be posted to our YouTube later on. Thank
Love
you
it.
so
Thanks
much
so
for
much for
joining
having me, you
live,
guys.
and
Take
thank you
care.
so
We'll
much
see you
to
inside
Coach
the
Fryer
5 Day
for
Reels
being a
Challenge.
part of this. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.